All right, page 452, number 24. I need to get a common denominator. Common denominator here is going to be y squared. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Y squared divided by y gives me y, times 1 gives me y. So I then can write it this way over the common denominator. Same thing for this problem here. Y squared is the common denominator, so I do the same process. Now this line here tells me to divide, so it's 2 plus y over y squared divided by 4 minus y over y squared. I invert the divisor. These will cancel. So I'm left with 2 plus y over 4 minus y. Try problem number 26. Okay, here's problem 26. Now the negative exponent tells me it's going to be 1 over d squared minus 1 over c squared. Negative 1 means it's 1 over c minus 1 over d. Find the common denominator. All right, I'll pause the video. Try to do it on your own. All right. So the common denominator is going to be d squared c squared or c squared d squared, whichever way you want it. I divide this by d squared, I end up with c squared. I divide d squared c squared divided by c squared, I end up with a d squared times 1. So I now can write it c squared minus d squared over d squared c squared. Same thing down here. I'm going to have cd as the denominator, the new denominator. I divide cd by c, I get d. D times 1 is d. And cd divided by d leaves me with a c times 1. Okay. So, now this line tells me to divide, so I'm going to divide these. It's going to look like this. I can factor this. So it's c minus d times c plus d. These, I'm going to subtract my exponents, and that, so the answer should be c plus d over cd negative. All right, try problem 28. Okay, that's problem 28 in case you don't have your book. So pause the video again and try to do it, see how you do. All right, the denominator here is 1. We don't write it. Okay, and I want z minus 4 divided by 1 gives you z minus 4, so I got to multiply the 2z by the z minus 4. Right? When I do that, I get 2z squared minus 8z. I have a minus 10, it's all over z minus 4. This line here tells me to divide, so it's 6 divided by 2z squared minus 8z minus 10 over z minus 4. I invert it. I'm going to factor out 2. That enables me to cancel here, and I'll get 3 parentheses z minus 4. I factor this into z minus 5 parentheses z plus 1. All right, try number 30. Okay, pause the video, give it a try, see how you do. All right, now I have a minus 1 here. The only way I can have a 1 is if I have a w minus 4 over w minus 4. I can go through the procedure of getting a common denominator, which is w minus 4, but 1 has to be w minus 4 over w minus 4. That's a quick way of looking at it. So I get 4 over w minus 4, 4 minus w plus 4, because it's a subtraction problem. This w here is a positive w. So it's going to become 8 minus w over w minus 4. This line again tells me to divide. I invert it. These cancel. So I have 4 over 8 minus w. Okay, now remember, if you have questions on these or having difficulty, you can go to the Learning Center online to get help. You can email me, and I can always do another one on the board for you during the videos. All right, this is page 460, number 16. There are a couple of ways you can do this. One is you can find a common denominator. You could move this to that side, move this here, and combine the 1/4 and 1/3, and then find a common denominator. Probably the easiest thing to do is find a common denominator for all of them. So go ahead and try that, see how you do. Try the problem. All right, I found a common denominator of 12x. I can divide, remember the common denominator, you have to be able to divide the common denominator by all the other denominators. So I'm going to multiply everything by 12x. I'm going to do that here, the x's will cancel, I have 4 times 2. I do it here, I'm going to get 3x times 1. 6x into 12x is going to be 2, 2 times 11. 12x divided by 3 leaves me 4x times 1. So I get 8 plus 3x equals 22 minus 4x. My choice is I can move 3x to that side or minus 4x to this side. I want a positive x. So I'll bring the 4x to this side, it becomes 3x plus 4x. The 8 goes to that side, gives me 7x equals 14. X equals 14 divided by 7. All right, let's try number 18. Okay, here's 18. Now there are 2 ways of doing this. One, you can find the common denominator, which is obviously x plus 3, and then multiply the 2 by x plus 3. That gets rid of all of your denominators. But there's also another way of doing it, which is the way I will do it. Try it, see, try it, and see how you do. All right, I brought the 7, I brought the 5 over x plus 3 to the other side. Since they have the same denominator, I can just subtract 7 minus 5. Now it's a proportion, so I can cross multiply negative 2 times x plus 3. It'd be 1 times 2. Do the little multiplication, bring the 2x to that side, the 2 to this side, you get negative 8 equals 2x. Negative 8 divided by 2 equals x, x equals 4. Try number 22. Okay, this is number 22. You need to find a common denominator first. Pause the video, try to find the common denominator. All right, your common denominator is going to be y times y minus 2. So multiply everything in there by y, parentheses, y minus 2. Pause the video, give it a try. All right, should end up with this. These will cancel. This cancels. That cancels. So you end up with 25 times y minus 2 minus 25y equals 2 times y minus 2. So go ahead and finish the problem, please. All right, so it's 25y minus 50 minus 25y. So these are going to cancel. 2y minus 4, bring minus 4 to this side, becomes a plus 4. Combine to get negative 46 equals 2y. Negative 46 divided by 2 gives me a negative 23. And that is your answer. Try number 28. All right, there's problem 28. Find a common denominator, multiply everything by that common denominator. Pause the video. Okay, here's your next step. Now you want to cancel where you can cancel. And by multiplying through by the common denominator, you get rid of all the denominators. So go ahead and simplify that, see how you do with it. All right, when I multiply through, these cancel. And this cancels. And this here cancels. So I have -8 plus t times t equals 1 times t minus 6. I do the multiplication, I'm going to end up with -8 plus t squared equals t minus 6. I bring everything to one side, I get t squared minus t minus 8 plus 6, which gives me t squared minus 6 minus 2 equals 0. I factor it, t minus 2 equals 0 or t plus 1 equals 0. So t can either be 2 or t can equal -1. All right, page 470. Now this is the last section in this chapter, so we're going to be giving you a test probably Monday. All right, you want to solve this, the way you solve it is you cross multiply your 5th, 6th, 7th grade math. Go ahead and solve it, pause the video, give it a try. All right, cross multiply, you're going to get 14 times 20, 14 times 18, which is 252. Divide 252 by 12, x equals 21. All right, try number 18. See how you do with that one. All right, cross multiply 21 times t minus 2 equals 2 times 7. So 21, you distribute it, 21t minus 21 equals 14. Bring the 21 to that side. 14 plus 21 is 35. Divide the 35 by 21. You can divide 35 by 7 and 21 by 7. You get 5/3, and that is your answer. Okay, your homework, page 452, numbers 23 through 30. Page 460, numbers 15 through 28. Page 470, odd numbers 1 through 17. Have a good day.